Hello, everyone. I hope all is well. My name is Sukhum and welcome to another live stream episode of the Sukhum Show. Today, quite a bit of things I want to chat about, but first and foremost, allergies are really hitting me today. It's like I'm at, I don't know, super stuffed up and just not feeling great, so I'm hunkering down, trying to stay inside as much as possible. I did run today outside, and it felt good until I felt like I settled in, and it's like, whoa, it just hit me. So today marks a day. Usually also like in May, I usually get all my allergies kicking in, and it usually lasts pretty bad. Like it lasts until all of June, most of July as well too. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I will do my best to deliver a quality show and still add some value, provide some content for everybody as well too. So without further ado, 3 topics to talk about today. I want to talk about, is your goal clear? And when I talk about is your goal clear, it could mean 2 different senses. One, goals that you set for yourself, but also goals that you set for your team. Are they clear? When you tell your team to do something, do they understand what they are? So we'll dig into that. The other one would be development plans. Super pumped up today. Got my development plan done at work, and I want to share some of it with you. And if you've never heard of development plans, this will be a good conversation to start off with. And last of all, day 16 of hashtag Omatum and some other events coming down the line this weekend, as well as some challenges, thoughts coming up next month. So prepping up for that. Super excited for that. So it should be good. And let's get started. 2 minutes in already. Alrighty. Is your goal clear? Let's talk about the sense of, is your goal clear to yourself? Because if you wrote it down and you're looking at your goal, does it set clear parameters on like what you need to accomplish? And if it does, absolutely great. If it doesn't, start asking yourself some questions behind that. How do you make it more clear? Because the clearer the goal, the more of a direction, the more of a focus you'll have to get that goal done and accomplished. So that's for yourself. What I would challenge you more for in this conversation is more of, is your goal clear for your team? It's kind of setting expectation for your team, and are they aware of those expectations? Now, when I bring this up because a lot of times as leaders, we have people who works under us, and they fail because the goal itself wasn't clear. You're like, hey, here's an assignment, go do it. And for some of us, and this is where situational leadership will come in to play, where some of us have the knowledge, experience, and who's done it before, where they can take that and run off with it and crush the goal or crush the assignment. Whereas others who never done this task and is brand new, they need the proper training, they need the proper support, and even some coaching on top of that to get the job done. So, is your goal clear? Is the conversation. Think about that, and that's something we're going to be really digging into more as we talk more about situational leadership. You know, and here's some things to help you if you feel like tasks aren't being done on time or they're not being done at the right quality, the right standards. And preface this, by no means am I someone who is absolutely great at crushing my tasks and to-dos. I bring this up because it helps with the conversation moving towards accountability. Because you know when you set the expectation and when there's misses or things that comes up, absolutely there's anomalies and things that come up randomly, and your team should be able to speak to that. However, it shouldn't be a consistent anomaly, a consistent thing that's coming up. So that's a completely different story. So when you speak about, is the goal being clear? So, hey, at the end of the day, we need to make sure, we have a goal of, 10,000 orders that needs to go out for the day. At the end of the day, we have to hit that goal. And that's pretty measurable and specific. I'm just using an example. And then 9 out of 10 times, what you want to do too is like if you're constantly having misses with your team on goals or expectation or task that comes up, ask them to repeat it back to you. Hey, tell me what was the goal, or explain to me what you got from that. So these are things, and by having them repeat back what was said, it reinforces it in their mindset because it's verbally coming out from them, and it gives a little more of clarity around that. So what you're doing in a sense is you're seeking to understand, was my goal clear? Did they get it? And a lot of times we miss this little concept because we're such in a rush to like, here's the task, go get it done. And we fail to understand that not everyone's at the same level of learning. Someone might be stepping into a new role. Someone might be taking on a new task. Someone might be, even a veteran, can be overwhelmed by how stretched they're being pulled because of so much is being put on their plate. So a lot of things to really consider when we're setting goals that are clear to our teams. Cool? Something I just kind of like experienced today, and I wanted to share that with everybody because it becomes prevalent once the goal is clear and you're giving them the autonomy to run it and do it, and your job is to follow up on it and check in to make sure things are being done, and pretty much reaching out if there's a need for support. And that's also something your team should be coming to you and asking for help too, you know? But if you clearly see they're drowning, step in, be that leader, and help encourage and support them when it's needed, and then provide the follow-up feedback and conversation afterwards. What's the learning? What's the takeaway? What could you have done differently? What you felt like one change could have helped impacted it? You know, these are things that we should be asking our team, so help them grow. Part of people acceleration. How do we keep pushing people forward? And then, side note, one of that would be just pushing yourself. If you're constantly pushing yourself, your development, your focus, you're gonna breathe that into others as well too. Cool. So that's about the goal being clear. So start talking about, is the goal clear? Seek to understand. Ask them to repeat it back to you. Ask them, what did they get from it? These are the things we want to start doing with our teams. Alrighty. Second part, development plans. Super pumped up. I had a great day today regarding that. And for those who don't know, development plans is probably around 2 to 3 different topics or different areas where you want to focus what you want to develop in. And these could be your strengths, could be some opportunities. 9 out of 10 times is usually two of your strengths and one of your opportunities. And what it is we're able to utilize those, the development plan, and sort of like make time and space within your day to accomplish those things. It could be work related. It could be outside of that. It could be related to your vision goals. And a lot of mine was more focused towards facilitation, connection, and business acumen. And these are 3 things that I'm working on, and I'm super pumped up. I had a ton of great conversations, and it just gave me another drive because I'm sharing this with the people around me, and they can see I'm excited. And it's rubbing off on people, and it's really helping them to like get their development plan started and going as well too. So more to come on this one. I'll dig more into it. There's a lot of components to this building up to it. If you haven't done development plans before, the concept here also, like, this is something you should be doing at work too. Because like one of the struggles that I've dealt with, or I figure like, when you're trying to learn a craft or you're trying to master your personal craft, your passion, whatever it is, you're limited to the time in terms of like, hey, I have to do it early morning before I go to work. I have to do it super late at night before I go to sleep. That's my only time. And then you have this huge chunk of time in the middle of the day of work. So not everyone's going to have the same flexibility as I am because my company is super huge on personal development. But if you have a way to like really involve the things you want to work on into your work, highly encourage that. Start off the conversations, figure something out where like maybe you can incorporate something. And this is part of the conversation where development plans leads to like the right seat of the bus, where imagine if you're on a personal development bus and you're heading towards the destination, every seat on the bus has a specific spot where you put the right person in there, they're going to accelerate because that's your strength, that's your passion. So it's going to make the journey really enjoyable. It's going to be a fantastic and awesome journey. And that's the mindset here is we're building a team and we're working on challenging that too. Oh, snaps. I'm so focused on the live stream. I didn't realize I have some live viewers chatting. Hey, Quantum Life Coach and Bren Haas. I hope all is well. Thanks for joining in. Sorry, like the last couple of days, I haven't had a lot of people jump in. So I'm just like centered, lasered on, focused on chatting it up. So thanks for joining in, guys. I appreciate it too. But yeah, it's like jumping on a bus and then finding the right people, put them on the right seat of the bus to continue going on. And when people are in their strength, their passion, they excel. They really shoot up and they're really full of energy and they're happier, so they work better. So definitely some things that I really want to dig into later. But I'm just super excited. That's my development plan right now. Those are the areas I'm working on. I'm working on like the daily tasks that I can take on, like 15 minutes of connecting with my team, 15 minutes of maybe just connecting with my peers. Just these are some of the things going on too. Bren Haas says, busy weekend, no worries, so happy to see you, always inspiring. Thank you, Bren. Yeah, it's been a busy weekend all around for everybody, I guess, so it's good to have you. It's good to see you as well too, you know. But like, yeah, development plans is something I've been looking to really hone in on, and that's something I'm also going to continue to develop and continue to build up too. Side note, like on the development plan, one of my topic was business acumen, which is how do I take my current business and speak in terms of numbers, speak in terms of metrics and reporting and stuff like that too. And we had the director of engineering, and I was able to partner up with him. And literally, I was just going to ask him, like, hey, how do I get like a basic report and speak onto that? And then he shared his content, and it was just like, wow, there's a lot to go into it. But he was willing to support and partner with me. So I felt like I have the space and support where I worked to continue to build up and learn from that too. And so that's one of my strengths as well too, is from Strength Finder, I'm a learner. So I enjoy and I value the learning process. That just excites me, and I just love it, you know. So a lot to come. Definitely want to talk about strength and passion down the road. Strength Finder, dig into that a lot more. So we have some more topics to talk about. So those are the two I talked about already. Being clear with your goals with your team, also working on your development plan, and the last thing would be hashtag Omatum, day 16 down. Running a little bit more this week. Super tired. Learners on the list. Quantum Life Coach, really? You're a learner? I would love to hear the rest of your 5 ones, your 5 strengths. That's really awesome. Learners, stick together. Yeah. So love it. I'm also a maximizer. So my 5 strengths are: I'm an activator, I'm a learner, maximizer, self-assurance, and positivity. Those are my 5 strengths, which is really interesting. We are in the process right now of doing Strength Finder with our leadership team. So there's a lot of new people and a few veterans as well. So as we're collaborating, we're going to understand who we are as a team. So when you take the activator, learner, maximizer, self-assurance, and positivity from me, so what sums me up, and then if you guys feel like this is true about me from the time you spent with me, is like activator tells me like I'm go, I'm ready to take action. And then learner is like I enjoy the journey, and then maximizer is like I like to take things and I polish it and make it like really great. So I try to maximize what we have already. And then self-assurance is is related to my self-awareness and where am I with my current settings, where I'm at, how am I communicating with people, and how do I react and respond accordingly. And last of all is my positivity. I always like to see the cup like really full. I have a ton of positivity, and most people wish they would have some of that one, and they like to be around me. I'm not naive to what happens in real life, but I'm actually able to recognize there's other ways of viewing things and being really positive. So summing all that together, when I learn things, try to learn things really fast, and I try to maximize my learning. And I feel like I know this is the best way to do it. So I get really narrow-minded and focus on one method sometimes. So that's some of my blind spots that comes up for that too. But if that's true, if you guys feel like that's how I've been showing up, definitely let me know. So that's a really good awareness around your strength. And the good thing about that, I realize that. But now with my development plan, I'm going to build up even more on that. And what's interesting is that I'm getting feedback from my peers, from my bosses, like how I'm showing up every day at work. It's like it's affecting everyone else in a positive way. Like it's really encouraging to see like this is what I want. And it's a huge shift for me because like I've been in an area where I've always chase the next level, like hey, I want to become the next team lead, the next manager. Well, right now, like because I've started focusing on what I want in terms of a business, like what I want ultimately, the next position isn't really the end goal. It's more like cool if that's where I transition to. I know it'll play to my strength and I can support better with the company. But I do know in the long term, I'm working on building my business. So everything that I'm doing right now is literally real-time experience and real-time action with the people. And I couldn't ask for a better atmosphere to do something like this. So it continues to build my character and who I am as a leader too. Brent House says, yikes, how do you know what your strengths are? I'm really good at connecting with people and being social, learning. So Brent, there's actually a book called Strength Finder. This is reverse. Strength Finder 2.0. And at the very back, there's like a little booklet or a little code that you can just like go rip this part out, and then it'll give you a code to the website, and it'll give you like after you take the quiz, it'll give you like your top 5 strengths. And then with that, like definitely start connecting with people. It tells you like, if you're, say, I'm an activator, how do I work best with other activators? It tells you like what really puts me in a high level and high strength. Those are things like it really challenges you. And I highly encourage either Strength Finder. There's other ones like I think Stand Out is another strength. Building like book as well too. And it's super important to start digging into your strength. And then we can also do an exercise too regarding strength and passion. The 20 question to one answer exercise we did, you can definitely use that. Just write down what are my strengths and then list it down until you get to the 20th, 19th, and 20th one, and that's where it resonates with you. And also, I don't want to go on another tangent, but like with strengths and passion and how we view weakness and opportunities is a lot different, because most people like I can be really good at basketball, but that might not be my passion. And it might be something if I were to do every single day, it actually might be a weakness because I don't find it enjoyable anymore. I don't like that. Another example was there was a girl at the store, in the retail store, and she is great at inventory. So the manager always sticks her in the back to do all the inventory counts, and she's the best at it. And one day she's like, "Can I do something else?" And the manager's like, "Well, I thought you were so good at it. I thought you would love that." Well, I appreciate that, but I just don't really like it. So anytime that any activity or anything that you do drains you and it pulls you away from who you are and what you want, that's a weakness. So think about that, and then anything that fulfills you is a strength. like a lot of people's passion, like they love doing that. That really fulfills them. So that really builds up on them. So that's actually a strength for them. And you want to build on your strength because when you're in that zone, you're in that mode, you get to do a lot more and you're really super productive and you're just on cloud nine. Like ever since I did the Veda challenge until now, like I'm still adding more and more to my plate and I'm still doing more. I'm super excited and I get the support from the people here on YouTube and social media, and also I get support from work and I get support from my family, and like that really is encouraging, and I know that I'm moving along in the proper steps too. So a lot of talk about strength development plans. We did the hashtag Omatum day 16, running a little bit more each day. The last thing about that would be like my challenge this week is I'm gonna push myself. Instead of running just 1 mile, I'm gonna run a little bit more than 1 mile. I'm not saying I'm running 2, 3, 4 miles, but I'm running just a little bit more than 1 mile just to keep that going and keep pushing on that too. But more to come. I'm excited. I have a ton of topics to talk about. I'm super pumped and I want to just keep sharing, keep working on this, and keep getting better. So join me, follow along with me, and I love to get your feedback. I love to help support and talk about you as well too. Like, what do you want ultimately for yourself, and how do you build and look into your strengths, and then maybe work on the development plan for yourself too. Awesome. Thank you.